everybody. Welcome back to another Ardent podcast. Thank you for tuning in. This is a podcast where we just talk about everything we like, from video games to movies, TV shows, and everything in between. With me today is Leo. What's up, Leo?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Good, good. And I am Ace. So let's get right into this. So we discussed at length last podcast about the Batman and how great the movie was. So if you did not see that, you can go back and watch it for our discussion. Spoiler warning, of course, if you haven't seen it. But
Hmm.
news came out this week that
Yep.
HBO and Warner Brothers is not done with this new of the Batman universe, because we got word that there's gonna be a Penguin spinoff on in HBO Max.
Officially greenlit.
Yeah.
Finally.
So what do you think? Because like we both agreed that the Penguin, who was the actor again? It was
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell. Like did
Just
an amazing job as the Penguin,
the fact that he
and
can bring that kind of performance through prosthetics.
yeah,
That's just insane. Like both from the prosthetics team, the costume, the makeup, the design, like and Colin Farrell. Like that's just phenomenal.
yeah, yeah. So we both agreed that that it was just an amazing performance by him. So him bringing that character into an HBO Max spinoff. Um, and I think you mentioned last time, Leo, that this is the Penguin's moment. Like Falcone is dead because the Riddler killed him. I'm sorry, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so this is like his moment, like his time to seize the mean streets of Gotham. So it's gonna be a little bit of a rise to power show, I believe. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, like if they miss this opportunity for the actual like intro song to be "Lose Yourself," then I'm gonna lose my mind. But no, I mean, yeah, this is definitely gonna be like Penguin's moment. First off, like it's really cool that we're gonna get that, and I think they definitely saw some opportunity there while they were
Mhm.
putting this together, even before they even started production. Like, hey, this character could be something, and then they just as they were filming, and you're like, yeah, this Matt Reeves thought like this could definitely like work as a series or spinoff or something, and then them to really like delve into what happens with this like this power grab and how Penguin can like get to the top, and it just took this movie finally coming out and people loving it, and it just growing. So I mean, having such a great box office weekend,
Yeah.
for them to finally
I
say,
mean,
hey, like
you
this is
contributed to
official, we are
the.
going to that.
I mean, you contributed to the box office what, twice?
Yeah,
3 times?
yeah. I mean, not for the weekend because I ended up watching it again Monday. But I
Yeah.
mean, and also I have a list, so I mean, I didn't really
Oh,
pay, but they
yeah.
got their money, so
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna get their money either way.
yeah. But I it's kind of funny because last week we talked so long about the movie, and
Yeah.
over since I watched it, I've been like trolling this kid at work, telling him that I didn't like it. And I was going to tell him that I did, but it just got a little funnier, and I feel kind of bad for it. And I did link him to our review, but he
Mhm.
didn't say anything about it, and I doubt he like watched it. So I sent him that so he would see like I'm just
Yeah.
joking, dude. Like
Yeah.
I like the movie, but
It was really
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. I'm like, man, I kind of feel like a jerk, but it's whatever. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, of course, and yeah.
Yeah. I mean, kind
But
of staying on the same train of new stuff coming out. We're getting kind of little bit of reports, at least from Deadline, that Amazon Prime is eyeing to start a TV series adaptation about of the popular God of War game. Not the old school God of War games, but the new one that Sony came out with. Well, I don't know
mm,
if not new anymore, but the most recent one.
yeah,
Um,
kind of
and
like a. I mean,
those
it was a
are,
continuation, but definitely like changed the way the
yeah.
you know
Yeah, and I
gameplay at least.
mean, it was a great game, and I could definitely see how a game like that, especially with Atreus and Kratos, like how they were represented in the games. I could definitely see how it could translate into a pretty dope and pretty fun TV series. But at the same time, I don't know, a lot of video game adaptations going to movie slash TV. It's kind of a hit or miss. So, I mean, the most recent one that we're gonna get is Halos, and that one hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really know. We talked about it at length last week too. How like Steven Spielberg is was very like hands on in this, and we always knew that he was attached to it somehow. But you know, we're definitely going to be excited to see him in Halo. But like another video game adaptation, and what excites me really is the fact that it's Amazon doing it. And you
Yeah,
know, say what you will about the company, but when it comes to like Amazon Studios or you know with like Prime Video or anything, they let their directors like have control, which isn't always a good thing, but it definitely has been like with you know certain adaptations. Like we just got news today too, finally that we're going to get a trailer for The Boys season 3
yeah,
tomorrow. So and if you're watching this, then we got it today. If we learned anything from that, is that they are letting their creatives adapt this stuff and they have faith in them. So you know, we've gotten some great stuff out of them before. Hopefully they put this in the great with a great creative team that can adapt this to the you know for streaming, and it definitely has that potential. Like you said, that story is just fantastic. It's just
it's good.
beautiful.
It's a really good story.
Yeah, and I think that's what like really like drew me to it because I never really played the original games, like just other than like when I went to go like
Hmm.
visit friends who had it, and I played it a little bit, and it was awesome. But when I finally bought this game on PS4 when it came out, man, like I was
It
like
was amazing.
drawn in like immediately, and it
Oh
was
yeah.
just fantastic, and I was so excited to you know they left it open for like a second one, which of course is
Hmm.
coming out. I think the end of this year, early next year,
Yeah, something like
but
that. It's yeah. I think it is this year. It's pretty close.
hopefully we get some you know some people attached to this, and yeah, some. I'm just excited to see who they're gonna cast for cast as Kratos.
I know Kratos
Dude's gotta be.
and Atreus, his little boy,
Yeah.
where he says boy.
They're gonna, bro. They're just gonna cast like Finn Wolfhard.
Exactly.
No, I mean, I hope they really kind of go with like kind of like nobodies almost or like upcoming
Mhm.
actors because you know if they see some talent, they have a good vision for it. Then yeah,
Yeah.
let's see what we get. But yeah, are you excited too,
True.
man? Like, cause
I
I'm
am. I
definitely
am.
excited.
Well, I don't have a PlayStation, so I didn't play the game, but I did watch it. I did watch playthroughs of one of my favorite YouTubers. He's a playthrough person, and he's really good at them.
Oh, thanks for watching,
So
dude.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So I watched the show. I watched the show. I watched the game through him. You know, I think when it came out, I was just the story itself is so beautifully made and written, and the game
Mhm.
is so vibrant and beautiful. So it was really really good.
Yeah.
And I'm a fan of Norse mythology, so all that stuff is like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm like I think like we've said in the past, like if the writing is good and the directing is good, it's gonna be good kind of thing, And they have a rich story to tell. Honestly, with this God of War a TV adaptation, and I like that it's a TV adaptation that way. They have more time to develop characters. They can actually take the story where they want to. I don't know if it's gonna be like a retelling of the game kind of thing. Which if it is, I mean that would be cool. I mean, I know how they. I think we all know how the game ends, where like Atreus is Loki pretty much at the very end, where you find out,
Mhm.
and so
Spoilers.
when okay, it's been like what 6 years since that game's been out, something like that,
Yeah, it's
or
like 4 or
longer.
5 almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. If you don't know that Atreus is Loki, then yeah, you've been under a rock for 5 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I have high hopes for Amazon. I mean, they like you said they did a good job. I mean, they have this Lord of the Rings show coming up, so maybe you know it's just adding to their repertoire of shows.
And they're gonna have like a crazy good library by the end of this year.
Oh yeah, they really are.
Mhm.
But you know what's a good thing about God of War, Leo? Is
Decapitations?
well maybe yeah. Actually yeah. No, the good thing is that it's not going to Disney Plus because apparently apparently some parents will most most likely most more specifically, Parents TV Council.
It's going in your
They
Segway Hall of Fame.
yeah, man. They aren't too happy about certain shows that were on Netflix going into the Disney Plus library. Pretty much, Variety is reporting that the Parents TV Council, they said that by Disney adding like Daredevil and pretty much every other Netflix show, that they are destroying their brand. But so what do you think about this these parents going on Disney Plus strike, I guess, or I don't know what to call
I
them.
mean, I mean, we've definitely been talking about this for a while, ever since they
Yeah.
we knew that, about a month ago, that they were not going to have the series anymore on Netflix, and they were
Hmm.
we didn't know where they were going to go, and then we found out, oh, they were moving to Disney Plus in Canada, and we found out, oh, they're in the US too, and that's what kind of raised concerns, because here, at least, it's always been like, hey, Disney Plus is kid friendly. Like, you go on there, you don't have to worry if your kids play whatever.
Hmm.
So Disney has always been that like family friendly place. However, they do have this property. They do have Marvel. So that, Marvel isn't always the most kid friendly thing, even though it's like comics. But if you read comics, a lot of the super adult themes on there.
Yeah.
Comics aren't necessarily for kids, but a lot of them can be like someone can look at it and think, oh yeah, a kid could read
Hmm.
this. But anyways, they are giving the people, parental controls and everything that they need for their parent, for the kids to not view that, for the parents to be able to, mitigate, or kind of control what the kids are actually going to watch. So I honestly, like, I kind of see where the parents are coming from, as far as like, Disney is a family friendly brand, but also they're giving you the tools to control it. So watch your kids, talk to your kids, explain to them stuff. Like, it's not that difficult.
Yeah.
It's kind of brings you back to the whole, like, oh, there's violence on TV and sex on TV. Like, yeah, but you gotta make sure your kids don't watch this stuff. Watch your
Like
kids.
you expect us to be parents and actually know
Like,
what our kids are
dude.
watching? What? It's like it's like that whole the whole thing of a 10-year-old playing Grand Theft Auto. It was like, yeah, well,
Yeah, you
a
bought
10
them
year
the
old
game.
a
Like,
10-year-old can't buy the game because it's rated M for mature, so they can't buy it legally.
yeah,
It has to be bought by somebody who's 17 or older,
yeah.
or 18 or older, who can purchase a rated M for mature game.
Hmm.
So at that point, it's out of the publisher's hand. And at this point, I mean, if the parents don't set up their parental control, then I mean, then that's just their fault. At that point, Disney's like, like you said, here's the tools to not allow your kid to watch these shows, and here you go. Like, all you gotta do is set it up, and that's it. And yeah, so
It,
we'll see if what happens here. But I mean, this is more like a stern letter to Disney, because Disney's not pulling any of these shows out of the
we are
Disney
not
library.
happy.
Exactly.
I
Strong.
mean,
I'm gonna write a strong worded letter. And yeah,
this was a very strongly worded letter, but
exactly.
it
But
just kind of shows you the same thing, that, like you said, like parents with like video games and stuff, and actually like watching their kids, whatever they're actually like doing
mhm.
on TV or anything. Because I don't know if I've told you this story before. I'm sure I have, but I used to be allowed to watch The Simpsons, even though my mom didn't want me to, because
Mhm.
she got The Simpsons and Rugrats mixed up. I don't know how she got them mixed up. It was something like
Oh,
with
that's
this
funny.
lady at work, and so she just saw The Simpsons and she thought, oh, okay, this was fine. And she saw Rugrats. She's like, no, you can't watch that. And then I just grew up watching The Simpsons. Like,
And that must have been pretty interesting
it was
at
pretty
a
great.
young age.
Now it just kind of reminds me of that, because like,
Yeah.
the parents can kind of like try to watch, what their kids are actually viewing on TV, but
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
and I guess
never perfect.
it can be a little confusing with like these shows because they are Marvel shows, but
Mhm.
they're not like the Marvel shows that we have now on
No.
Disney Plus or the Marvel movies. Like they're a lot more for adults and not
Mhm.
kid friendly. So
Yeah.
I can see how that might confuse parents or guardians of children because like, oh yeah, it's Marvel. Yeah, they can watch Jessica Jones or
Mhm.
Daredevil because it's Marvel. But yeah, these are not your typical Marvel
I
shows.
mean, they have Raiders of the Lost Ark on there, and wait, no, is it Temple of Doom where the guy gets his like heart pulled out?
I think it's Temple of Doom. Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
And
Oh my god, I haven't watched those movies in like 10 years.
dude, I know. They have the sex scene in Eternals, so they
Oh
have that
yeah,
too.
that's on there too.
Yeah, they have them there too.
Relax, parents.
I
Like
know.
people were like, why are they
Hey,
standing above each other so awkwardly?
maybe that's the perfect time to talk about the birds and the bees,
I've
Uh,
never received that
but
conversation.
I
Probably.
guess I guess it's still on this little Disney Marvel train. If this movie were to go on Disney Plus, then parents would be picketing outside of California and Orlando, or California, I guess, where the headquarters are at. So the story is that for Deadpool 3, Ryan Reynolds is picking out or pulling the director who has worked with him with Free Guy and the Adam
Oh, Free
Project.
Guy was so good.
Free Guy was amazing, and his name is Sean Levy. So Sean Levy is going to direct Deadpool 3. And if you don't follow Ryan Reynolds on social media, what are you doing? Go follow him right now because he posted a photo on Instagram being like, "This is the Sean Levy trilogy."
Yeah, the third film in my Sean Levy trilogy will be a
Exactly.
tad more stabby. And
So
dude, I love that
amazing.
he has Guy, and then I haven't seen the Adam Project yet.
Yeah, me neither.
Is he Adam?
It
I
looks pretty
guess. And
good.
it looks really cool. I was really confused from the like first
Yeah,
image that I saw of it because it looked like he was holding a lightsaber, and I'm
yeah,
like, what is this?
yeah, yeah.
um, but it's kind of cool. I like this picture that he posted.
Mhm.
And I guess that this means that he is going to be directing. I haven't seen Ryan Reynolds ever post anything kind of teasing something like this unless
Yeah.
it's like official. So I guess we are going to get Sean Levy to direct the third
Mhm.
Deadpool movie and the first Deadpool movie in Disney or with Disney, Marvel,
Yeah,
whatever. It's not Fox, but
yeah.
yeah, this is
Hey,
it's gonna be cool.
I don't know if I don't think Deadline was the one who kind of reported this. I don't know if they say if there's a production schedule yet, but at least we know Deadpool 3 is happening and we know who the director is, and
Mhm.
of course Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. But on the same note, Sean Levy is already coming up with ideas for Deadpool 3, and one of them is that he wants to play on the bromance with Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool 3 in some way. So I don't think it is gonna be like a Wolverine type of thing. I wouldn't be surprised if if Deadpool interacts with Hugh Jackman and Hugh Jackman is playing himself like Hugh Jackman, because he and Deadpool was like, "Where's your Wolverine costume?" Kind of thing, or why aren't you in your Wolverine attire? Because that's like a his trademark third fourth wall break. How do you think they're gonna use Hugh Jackman in the Deadpool 3?
So I don't really know. I don't really have any expectations or
Because it
thoughts
could
in
be
that.
literally be anything. It could be
Mhm.
anything
Yeah.
in the Deadpool universe. It could be anything in the Deadpool
Yep.
movies.
And it could be maybe he could kind of like I don't know, dude. If he does end up being used in that, or if they end up doing something else together, either way, like
It's gonna be
I'm here
funny.
for it.
All I know
It's
is it's
gonna
gonna
be
be
dope.
funny. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's gonna be amazingly funny.
I mean, this was we did get that news the day after.
Yeah.
That he was going to be directing Deadpool 3, but he's directed both of them. He's worked with Hugh Jackman on Real Steel, which
Mhm.
I've yet to watch, but oops. I was definitely one of those people that were like, "Oh, this is just Rock'em Sock'em Robots," but I hear
Yeah.
it's like actually pretty fantastic, and
Mhm.
that's on my, it's in my queue to
Yeah,
watch. I definitely
it's
want
not
to
too
check it
bad.
out.
It's actually decent,
Yeah,
honestly. Like,
I heard it was like when you actually finally watch it, it's way more than you anticipated.
yeah, it
But
really is.
this is no coincidence that he interviewed and talked about this, and then the day after, Ryan Reynolds is si- you know, sharing that he is going to be directing, which
Mhm.
is, oh man, that guy knows how to market himself, his movies,
Oh yeah.
all his projects. He's
Oh yeah.
just fantastic. Um, yeah, dude. I mean, this just gets me more hopeful and excited. And man,
Yeah.
I feel like the best is yet to come when it comes to Deadpool.
These last couple of stuff is just we're just on a Disney hype train because we got the news and well we didn't got the news, we got the official trailer for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and
Was it
oh
still considered a teaser?
my goodness. I think it's called teaser trailer on YouTube. I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Well,
But we got it. We got it. And
we got
oh
that. We got some great
my goodness,
stills.
dude.
We got that Entertainment
Yep.
Weekly. That I think that's the last printed Entertainment Weekly. So better go buy it.
It is?
And yeah, that's gonna be the last
Oh,
printed one, I
I didn't know
believe.
that.
So what
Wow.
a way to
What a
cap
what a
off.
way to go out.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
I just thought
Yeah.
about that too.
Okay.
Like, I
Okay.
need to get
So
myself to a like Walgreens or something. I'm sure they have them.
yeah, for sure. Okay, so we can talk so much on the trailer, but dude, when the Battle of the Fates song came up,
Duel of the Fates.
bro,
Get out of here.
the Duel of the Fates, bro, chills,
Dude, that
chills.
that sound, oh my god. As
Dun,
soon as you just heard it,
dun, dun. Oh, so
dude, it
good,
was
man,
hilarious. I was
so
at work
good.
when that dude, I lost my mind. My friend Travis texted me. He put a link for the video, and I ran to a computer and I told everybody, I'm like, the Obi-Wan trailer, it's here.
You're
We
out of
all
breath.
gathered, we all gathered around and then watched the trailer, and we were just, oh, every little thing that
Mhm.
we saw, we like nerded out on. And
Yeah,
oh god, it was just beautiful. Um, it showed you we're not just going to be on Tatooine. There's going to be other
yeah,
things going on. It showed you the Inquisitors. It showed you the Grand Inquisitor, which I get why people are annoyed with how he looks, because he straight up looks like the Watcher. He doesn't look
yeah. That's
like they're from like Utapau. They on,
mhm.
I'm sure you've seen him from Revenge of the Sith, but he doesn't look like that. But I mean, as long as it's done well, and it's believable, and we get, a fantastic Obi-Wan story. And we also
Yeah,
got Hayden Christensen saying that we're going to see very
yeah.
powerful Vader. And my
Mhm.
goodness, are we going to is this has the potential to
Okay,
be the best Star Wars
when
content we've received.
when do you think we're gonna see Vader? Do you think it's gonna be like kind of in the beginning, middle, or like kind of towards the end? Where do you think they're gonna bring him in?
I don't know. I'm kind of one of those people that hope that they do like some flashbacks to like the Clone Wars and see them in like
Yeah,
their battle suits, which would be really cool.
that'd be
But
amazing.
I mean, that would be awesome. But they have a story to tell us, and as long as it fits into that
Mhm.
story, because he starts off with him saying, the war is over, we lost. And I don't know if he's like talking to someone
Yeah.
or what, or if he's just like meditating, or if he's remembering something. Um, but dude, I'm just so excited. I
Uh,
can't even like gather my
and then
thoughts for this.
we see a young Luke Skywalker. So
bro.
that was, the
Someone.
kid Luke Skywalker. So that was pretty cool. He was like pretending to be a pod racer.
I mean, he was definitely pretending to, fly a like starship or something, big or
Yeah.
a fighter jet or fighter. But
Mhm.
um, why can't I think starfighter? Why can't I think
Starfighter.
of that?
So
Um,
I watched like everything you missed kind of uh YouTube video on on the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer, and one of the things he pointed out was when the trailer first opens, that first song or the first thing that you hear, the soundtrack is the soundtrack for New Hope, when you first see when Obi-Wan first enters
mm,
into the frame. They're the same one, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. So that, and then the Duel of Fates came on, which was a little bit different than the original Duel of Fates, but it's still like really good. Um, and yeah, so we see like pretty much we see what's it is it Ben s- why am I like I'm like in my head right now. Luke Skywalker's uncle, Ben, right?
Owen,
Ben?
Owen,
Owen,
Ben is Obi Wan.
Obi-Wan. That's right. I'm like, dude, I'm like, yeah. There's, I'm like stun locked right now. There's like so much Star Wars stuff going on in my head. Can't get my thoughts straight. All right, so what do you think? Do you think they're going to bring in any characters like besides like the main, like Obi, like of course, like, and then Darth Vader, but because I know that, like, right, like at this point Ahsoka's still young. She's not like the Ahsoka we've seen. But do you think is this old enough for like a Cal Kestis to be shown, or is this still too early
Yeah,
into?
Cal could definitely be in this because it's uh around the same time that Fallen Order takes place.
Mhm.
If I recall correctly, I think Fallen Order was about like 8 years after,
Yeah.
like 12 BBY or something, and this takes place about like 9 or 10 BBY.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know exactly when, but you got to have like a rough idea like when the timeline is. I just need to look that up, but I mean, it definitely could be. Um, but I really hope that this kind of stays within its small little
Yeah.
bubble, unless it makes narrative sense for Cal to be a part of this.
Yeah,
I
I
kind of hope it
wouldn't.
stays this way.
Yeah, I don't think that, like, in personally, I don't think they're gonna introduce any like new characters except
Mhm.
like the ones that we've seen like in the stills and in the trailer. But like, I don't think they're gonna introduce anything. But what the thought that I had was like, if they would, I wonder if it'd be like a Cal Kestis or something like that they introduce, because I know Ahsoka, because Ahsoka at this point, she's young, she's super young. She's
Yeah.
a younger Ahsoka than what we have now, so it wouldn't make sense to recast an Ahsoka, a younger Ahsoka, since we have one already older. And then like on Ezra Bridger, he's like a child at this point, so that wouldn't make sense either. Um, so I'm like, I think the only one that I know of, at least in like the video game and stuff, is like Cal Kestis, who in the what's the video game called, the Star Wars
Jedi Fallen Order.
Jedi Fallen Order. Like, that would be amazing game if you haven't played it. So go and play it. It's really really good. Um, But yeah, I think that would be a pretty cool like intro, if they're planning on making him a live action thing. I think it'd be
Mhm.
pretty cool.
It definitely seems like the type of character that would fit really well in a live action series. But as long as they make it part of the story, and it's not just like, hey, look at this person, they're
Yeah,
here, you know them.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
as long as they don't do something
yeah.
like that. Um, but yeah, like we see a lot of really cool things in the trailer and the stills. We see Vader in his chamber.
Hmm.
I don't know if that's like the same, yeah, as like meditation chamber, I guess. And then you
Yes.
also see Obi-Wan riding an giant anteater. Um, we see him looking like Jesus.
Hmm.
We see Uncle Owen just staring down the Inquisitor, played by Moses Ingram. And
Hmm.
is that her name?
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Moses Ingram. And dude, he just looks like, I don't care that you're Inquisitor like at all. because it, Joel Edgerton, man, I
Mhm.
really can't wait to really see him in this, really play Uncle Owen, because you see him, well, not him, but in A New Hope, you see Uncle Owen get fried. So I
Mhm.
hope next time I watch A New Hope after this series, I will cry. I will
Yeah.
cry at seeing them get deep fried.
Yeah.
Um,
May 25th, correct? Is
yeah,
when
it's
it's
gonna
streaming
be
on Disney
May
Plus.
25th, 45 years after the first Star Wars. So 45-year anniversary, we get to celebrate with Obi-Wan. Get to see him on Tatooine.
Yeah, it's
Um,
gonna be great. And
watching.
of course, your favorite podcast, Ardent Podcast, is of course going to record a after the show series. So if you want to discuss with us we're more than welcome to come and join our discussion in the comments. Heck, we might even go live for one or two of episodes, and that way we can discuss with everybody who is new to the Star Wars realm or is been here for a while, because this is gonna be, I think it's like I said, Leo, I think it's gonna be one of the best, if not the best, Star Wars show that we've gotten from Disney and
Mhm.
Lucasfilms.
I feel like it could go definitely like one or two. I mean, it always can, right? Because it's
Yeah,
either going to be like everything we've wanted and really fantastic show, and just expand so much on what who Obi-Wan is and what Ewan McGregor brings to the Obi-Wan character. Because it's crazy, the prequel love is so strong right now,
yeah,
and they just keep bringing stuff back from there. And
mhm,
so it could either be
yeah,
just fantastic or people can be let down.
yeah.
Hopefully,
Do
because
you think we're gonna
oh,
get
so
another
hype.
trailer like
I think we're
soon?
definitely going to get more trailers.
More
At
trailer?
least one more, because we've got like 2 months, so it's we're at
Yeah,
least going to get one more like the month before, and probably see a little bit of Vader, maybe some
Vader.
Hayden Christensen. Um, yeah, dude, that's
Mhm.
counting down the days now.
In one of the scenes there in the trailer, we see that the Inquisitor is kind of eyeing somebody in a dark alley, and we don't know who that person is. It might be Obi-Wan, it might be somebody else, but I was watching a everything you missed. Well, the same video of the everything you missed from the trailer, and the person was pointing out that that blaster that the person in the shadows had was just kind of the same style of blaster that Han Solo carries. So uh we might so who knows, we might see a Han Solo cameo, or he also pointed out that in the movie with the guy who actually gives Han Solo that blaster, it might also be him. Um or it might just be a blaster that looks like that and it carried by some random person, like or by like Owen, Uncle Owen.
He potentially could
Yeah.
show up. It's a young Han. He was older than Luke and Leia, so
Yeah.
it's potential, but
Who
I
knows?
don't
Maybe
know. Maybe it's a little bit of a
Obi-Wan
stretch.
needs to, yeah. Well,
Maybe it's not.
maybe Obi-Wan needs to get smuggled off world, and well, he's a good smuggler.
It's just really exciting to hear the cast talk about this. How Deborah Chow was happy that she thanked George Lucas for casting Joel Edgerton as Owen Lars,
Mhm.
and I'm just really excited to see some of that. What kind of like splits Obi-Wan, or what's really starts the feud between Obi-Wan and Owen,
Yeah.
because they've never been on the same terms, obviously, and it's going to be great to see that.
Yeah. Also, I was watching, I think, a little interview that Ewan McGregor had with, I think, a reporter or something. I think it was Entertainment Weekly, I think,
Possibly.
but he was saying how this is like the first time that him and Hayden Christensen had been together in years. Like they've always they've stayed in contact, of course, with each other, but they really haven't been able to see each other in a couple years. COVID, and then they've busy in different
Just
projects and stuff like that.
logistically, I mean,
Yeah, and he was saying, Ewan was saying that Hayden, he lives in in Canada for, or I don't know if he lives in Canada permanently or he's there for a long period of time. So and
I
he's
think he
back,
does live in
and Ewan
Canada.
is yeah, and Ewan is in LA. So just like logistic wise, like you said, like it was just hard for them to hang out or just grab a bite to eat or whatever. But so he was saying how excited he was to actually work again with Hayden, and bring back these beloved characters back to the screen, and so it's like really cool that they're excited, so like they're
Yeah.
excited, so that makes us excited because they're taking it seriously,
You can
and they
always
love
see
these
that in the
characters.
performances as well, because if
Yeah,
they're loving it, then
yeah.
they'll bring that.
So yeah, I think that does it for us
At least
today.
better than Boba Fett.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yes, yes, yeah. So that does it for us today. Anything we talked about, you feel free to leave a comment down below if you agree with us, you don't agree with us, or you just want to make your own
If you love,
statement.
if you love Boba Fett,
Yeah, I mean, if you love
tell
Boba
us.
Fett, it's awesome. If you enjoyed it, then hey, more power to you.
If you love
Uh,
Boba Fett other than episodes 5 and 6, just
yeah. Well, yeah, I think that does it. My name's Ace.
I'm Leo.
See ya.